I think China's strategy of social distancing since the virus was discovered in Wuhan has really made a great difference to curbing the spread of the virus within China and to the rest of the world. It is interesting that people ask how come it is only in Wuhan that the virus seemed to have had devastating effects. It's simply because of the social distancing strategy. So we are now seeing new discoveries about how the virus is spread. At that time, people thought that it had to be the physical transmission of the body fluids, but now we see that it could also be airborne, and that is why people are putting on masks increasingly everywhere in the world. So keeping people apart, especially people who don't live together, has been effective, and it is something that should be copied by all people. And I'm glad that the world over, leaders are really helping to make people understand that social distancing is a strategy to curb the spread of the disease. I think the incident in Guangzhou last week was overplayed by social media and also by Western media, and definitely Africans then felt like they had been pushed to the wall by Chinese authorities. But truth be told, I think the Chinese authorities were within their mandate to ensure that there is no group that is going to bring the virus back after so much work had been done to curb its spread within China's boundaries. So, as I have written also in international media, I believe that the incident was overplayed, and I think that it was misused to try and put a wedge between Sino-African relations. And later on is just now that Africans are realizing that it was not really a racial incident. It was actually something that was done across all races, and even within China itself, the Chinese themselves are following the same kind of treatment that the government is applying to everyone else. So I think the proactive and timely testing is important. So simply because you are an African or an Asian or an American or an European does not mean that you have double standards. I think we are all human beings, as the virus has shown us. So if at all what is needed is being done universally, then I don't think one group should stand out and claim discrimination. We have later on seen that most of these Africans who are there actually not have papers, the ones who are especially complaining, and they didn't want to come out to the authorities to be tested, because then their status, or rather their immigration status, would be known. So I think also as Africans, it is our responsibility to make sure that we also follow the rule of law, and we do not cry foul and really misinform our brothers and sisters back in the continent. It is important to be grateful that a lot of aid has come from China, both the Chinese government and the private sector. I think it is a very good pointer of how successful public-private partnerships can work, not just within boundaries but also internationally. Africa is particularly grateful to the head of Alibaba Foundation, Jack Ma, who has donated PPEs for use in Africa twice. Plane loads have come bearing the necessary equipment that we need. Definitely, Africa's economy is struggling, and that, the virus has been an added burden to our healthcare system. So the donations that have come from China are really welcome, especially at a time like this, and it is going to help to mitigate some of the effects and the costs of managing the virus. And hopefully this will enhance not just the economic and infrastructure kind of partnerships with Africa, but now we shall see a widening of relations, to other sectors between China and Africa.